it was actually after Christmas. It was right after things kind of slowed down with school. And so it's been about a month now. I've connected with many. I have about 1860 followers right now. And I got my first customer from there yesterday or 2 days ago, and following up with several others right now. So it's actually pretty successful. I was actually kind of surprised, especially, and how fast it actually happened, considering I don't know these people at all. But anyways, first thing I want to say is Facebook is still going to be your number one place, guys, that I feel that you guys need to stick to. This is in addition to. So don't decide to go ahead and switch off over to Instagram. I think Facebook's your place, because that's where you already have all these relationships built with everybody. And you'll be getting people way easier. It's the better place. But this is in addition to. So anyways, getting started, what I would do first is I think you guys should pick a creative name. And the reason why I say that is because if you are liking or you're commenting on people's posts, they are going to remember your name a little bit better. So my name is Pilot Wife Holistic Life, because I obviously wanted to pick a name too that related to who I was. If I wanted to pick that I was a mom, or that I'm a pilot wife or a military wife, and that I live a holistic life in every way. So pick something that is about you. It doesn't have to be complicated in any way. Just pick something that's going to stand out that people are going to remember. The next thing is your biography. Keep it, obviously they make you keep it short. You can't really put much on there, but you want to make it quick and about who you are and what your page is about, what you guys are going to be posting about. And I'll talk to you guys about that. But what I did, I'm going to show you guys my screen right now, actually, for a minute. So it's right here. I kind of changed it up a lot. I honestly not really sure. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to keep it at, but right now I just put Blessed Mom of 2, Air Force wife, health and wellness advocate, business owner, CrossFitter, photographer. I just want them to know a little bit about who I am and what I'm kind of going to be posting about. And I'll talk to you guys about this, but I don't think, I've heard from several people, including a Plexus ambassador, Cheryl Wood, who says it's not usually a good idea to put the Shop My Plexus link here. And it makes sense, because if you put that there, you're going to be, from the minute that you guys follow someone, they're going to see that link before they even try to listen to you, and they're not going to follow you back. So I try to not do that. Right now I have my Facebook account linked. What I would like to do, and what I think is a really good thing, for one, the diamonds, like Bridget Ryan, what she has right now, she actually has a diamond documentary. And then another thing that I think is great, that I think that Cheryl Wood actually used to have, and I think she's a senior Ruby ambassador. She had a YouTube link to, I think, like why supplements are important, or here's my 10 reasons why I do Plexus. So it was still Plexus related, but it wasn't Shop My Plexus. It wasn't that link. So I highly suggest not putting that there if you can. And even if it is the link, if you can even get a different, what is it called? Like a different domain name for it. I just haven't looked into that or know much about it, so I'm not going to even suggest that, actually. I was asking Brandy about that not too long ago. But I just don't think it looks good to have Shop My Plexus link. You do want to have in your biography that you're a business owner, entrepreneur. That's something you definitely want to have in there about yourself. And then when you pick your picture, you want to pick a professional picture that you're going to want to stick with. This isn't necessarily professional, what I have. It's just, it was one I already had up. And actually this was from Cheryl Wood as well, where she said, you don't ever want to change your picture, because that's how people are going to remember you. Kind of like how I said, pick a good name that's going to help them remember you. They're always going to see that picture too. So it's important to change your picture on Facebook, because that gets more, gets more likes right there. And it's going to get people to come back to your page on Facebook. But for Instagram, it's better to just, once you find that picture, just stick with it and don't change it. Go public. That's also like the number one thing that you want to do. So after you pick your name, write your biography, make sure your profile is public and not private. You're obviously going to get a lot more followers and a lot more views that way. And then if you switch to business mode, so there's an option in there where you can switch to business mode for your Instagram account. And I don't know if I can show you guys how to do it, but It's just in the top right-hand corner, and you should be able to see. It'll say, mine says switch back to personal account because it's yeah, it's probably hard for me to show you guys. But anyway, it's gonna be in there, and you can switch it to a business account. The reason why I'm telling you to switch it to a business account is because you can actually see analytics there. So if you have it set up that way, you're going to be able to see where your engagement performance is, where people are engaging, best times of day, best days. There are apps out there too. You can do this as well. I used to use one, but it was one they basically gave me a 14-day free trial and then I had to pay. I love the app, but I didn't really want to pay for it. So if you want it for free, they do have it now on Instagram for you to be able to look at that. Anyway, as far as, it's a little different as far as times of day that, when to post versus Facebook. The reason is, this is from people all over the world. So it's really just going to depend on who your followers are and where they're coming from. For some reason, I attract a lot of people in California. And so it kind of makes sense because one of my best times is at 5 p.m. where normally I would think that's not really a good time, but I guess maybe it is for over there. So like I said, if you guys have it as a business account, you'll be able to kind of look at that and see. Brand yourself, and you want to pick a theme and find your niche and stick to it. So if you guys look at my page right here, you'll see that I kind of, my theme colors are kind of, for one, there's a certain, filter that I use, and I'll talk to you guys about that. But I kind of, like with my quotes, I always make them simple, clean. I kind of use the same fonts, and I use black and pink. And so those are my colors. I also try to, if you guys look at it right here, I try to go every I put 4 pictures in between, and then I do a quote. The stuff I typically talk about are obviously foods that we eat, products that we use that are all natural, and this is because that's who I am. This is what I do. I like to help people with that. And, obviously just personal posts. You'll see a lot of personal pictures on here. If you guys notice, I don't post very often. You won't usually see Plexus pictures on here. There's one right there. I'll do them every once in a while. But you'll look right here. It says I have 85 likes right there versus 146 or 143, 188. This right here is the Plexus post, but it's my kiddos. So obviously, and maybe I'm getting the likes because they're seeing the picture and they're not even reading what it says. But either way, I do get a lot from that. Where was the other one? Let's see. But anyways, just looking through, you guys will notice that it kind of looks like I don't talk about Plexus at all, but honestly, majority of these posts are about Plexus. Just so you know, a lot of my quotes, this one right here is a Plexus one. So that's kind of the goal that you guys want to do. You guys it's not the same as like on Facebook where you're constantly taking selfies with your products. I feel it's a little bit different here. There's pictures I have done let's see if I can find it. This one right here. Obviously I have Mega X and ProBio 5 right here in the background, but my hand is in the forefront with just the supplements in my hand. And so, here's the pink drink, obviously, amongst the plants, but there's not things that are just, saying Plexus right here. Obviously my shirt says don't mess with Plexus on here, but anyways, those are the types of photos that you guys are going to want to post on here, because these are people that you're trying to attract, people who they're not even your friends yet. They don't even know you. And so you're trying to build these relationships. So if you have all this stuff about Plexus all over there, shop my Plexus, they're going to probably just unfollow you right away. What am I talking about? Okay. So as far as like a theme, like I said, mine's more about holistic health. So I share about products that I use that are all natural, beauty products, food products, everything. And then obviously Plexus. Those are my supplements that I talk about. But find something for you. Find ways, mine's holistic ways of health. You can do crazy mama life and how to stay fit and healthy. It could be, if you're a teacher, like how you get through your day. And I'm not a teacher, so I don't really know to give a really good example of that. But show how you bring Plexus into your life and who you are. This is all about you. This is not about Plexus. This is all about you. Sharing the opportunity and what these products have done for your life and why you're so happy and healthy. For Instagram, it's extremely important to post very often, and especially when you don't have that many followers, to kind of get yourself out there and get known. So you want to post 2 to 4 times a day, and it's recommended minimum 2 times a day. You want to be consistent, of course, to get your message out there. And like I said, time does matter, just like it does for Facebook, but it's just going to depend. It's not something I can specifically tell you, like, this is a good time, because it just is going to depend on who's following you. Cross promotion. This is something that's extremely important. You know, one of the very first things when I set up my Instagram account is you want to let your Facebook fans know that you're on Instagram and get them to start following you there as well. If you have Twitter, if you have a YouTube channel, Snapchat is huge, guys. I don't have Snapchat. I'm actually thinking about getting into it because I keep hearing about how great it is to cross promote there. You know, people who are following you on Snapchat and coming over to Instagram. So Periscope is also another one. Again, I don't use Periscope, but I don't know if any of you guys do. But these are all great social platforms that are good to connect the two together. And I highly recommend, if you guys have the time, you know, to start your own YouTube channel. Because like I said, it's a great thing to put up in the link at the top in your biography. And you can start talking about like the ingredients in ProBio 5, or just how supplements are necessary, or why you Plexus, and just doing videos like that. And they can start following you on there. People can start finding you on there, and then obviously you can say, here's my Instagram account as well. And this is having these are what is gonna help you guys go faster, grow a lot faster. So new follower. Okay. I don't know why I wrote that right there, because it's kind of out of, sorry guys. I am like the most unorganized person on the planet. So, followers. Okay. Okay. So, what to post? I kind of went over this a little bit. Before I talk about what to post, hashtags are extremely important, guys. And they actually recommend you using up to 30 hashtags to actually have people find your photos and your posts. A good idea is to store relevant industry hashtags on your notepad in your phone. And what I also do is on my phone, I have another note that says messages, Instagram messages, because I send messages to people on Instagram. I'll go into more detail on that in a minute. But when it comes to hashtags, so this is the thing, this is something I'm still kind of learning myself. I definitely use a lot of hashtags, but what they say is it looks a little spammy if you are posting, you know, whatever you write and then just 30 hashtags right below it. So what I've heard from several who have been successful in this is to try to wait till someone comments on your picture, and then the second comment, put your hashtags right there. So that way it's not, you know, showing up through everything. You want to pay attention to trending hashtags. And I talked to Brandy actually about this the other day. It's like extremely important, but at the same time, think of hashtags that are going to be, you know, maybe something that you use over and over again, something that maybe has, instead of 100,000 people that have used it, something that maybe has only 10,000. You know, it still has a lot of people used it, but you're going to be more likely to show up, you know, in the algorithm a lot faster with those, especially since your page isn't so huge. So don't think that every hashtag you have to use has to be something that has 100,000, you know, 100,000 people that are using it. What to post? You guys have to be yourself. I want you to be raw, real, relatable. Open up to people. This is the part that scared me the most with Instagram, because I've actually always been really private with my personal life, even with my kiddos. It wasn't until Plexus that I started actually posting Facebook pictures of my kids on Facebook. I absolutely did not like putting them there at all, even if it was private. I used to actually have a website that I used to say, if you guys want to see pictures of our kids and our adventures, tell me if you want to follow us and I will give you my website link. So that's just the way that I was. And so this was really hard. I think that's why it took me so long to actually do an Instagram account, because it's scary to put myself out there, and especially pictures of my children, to all these random strangers. But there's good ways, easy ways to do it. I do, like, you'll see pictures of my kiddos in here too, but majority of it, it's me. A lot of personal pictures of me. I'll put my husband in there. But yeah, you'll see my kiddos. Here's me and my teammate Allison. But anyway, so share your personal journey, what you're passionate about. You may have other passions, guys. Like I'm passionate about traveling, but stick to one theme. Right now I'm attracting all these people that are into health. So I don't want to sit here and start posting about all my travels and things that I'm doing. Now, what I could do, if I want to kind of bring travel into it, is I can talk about things that I found, healthy options I found on the road, and I can maybe have the view with me holding up something like that. But stick to one theme. So if you guys want to do travel and healthy ways, that's great, but you kind of got to stick to that theme and kind of always stick with it. Which is probably hard for most, because I'm sure you guys aren't always traveling 24/7. Here. Okay. All right. So anyways, you attract who you are. So you want to post about yourself and the people that you want to attract. My goal was to attract people who were into holistic health and looking for all natural ways, but people who are probably more so on just now learning about it. So it wasn't about attracting people who are already nutritionalists or already into, all natural beauty. It was more so I'm looking for people who are just now getting into it. A lot of times, and it might be new mamas, so those are great people for me to attract, because they're breastfeeding their child. They're now looking into natural ways to, take care of their kids. Moms, I try to attract girl moms, because I'm a girl mom and I feel like I really connect with them. The other people that I try to connect with, obviously, is I do like to connect with some holistic nutritionist type people and other nutrition, anyone who's into health. But those aren't going to be the people those are people I'm connecting with just to connect with, not necessarily for Plexus, because to be honest, they're already doing their thing and they kind of have their minds, a lot of them have their mindset as far as their beliefs. They might be a full vegan, they don't believe in supplements, whatever it is. Doesn't mean they're never going to change their beliefs. They obviously could, but those aren't my main people that I'm trying to attract. Main people I'm trying to attract are military wives, girl moms, new moms, just people like that. So think of whoever you want to attract. If you're a teacher, you probably want to attract other teachers. So think about who you are and, what you're going to want, what kind of people are going to relate to you, basically. Always stay positive, as we do on Facebook. A lot of this stuff is going to be the same. You want to just make sure your posts are positive and uplifting. A lot of my quotes are either positive quotes or they might be quotes about health. But if it's not a quote about health, it's always some positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating type post. Images. This is huge, guys. Your images have to be clear. High resolution, high quality photos, okay? If it's blurry, do not put it up there. You need to make sure that it looks good. You don't have to be a photographer in order for things. I'm a photographer, but I don't photograph food normally. That's that's never been my thing. I don't have the expertise when it comes to that. I was always a family photographer. So, but just make sure that everything's looking consistent. Everything's looking good as far as that. As far as looking consistent, the look, if you guys notice, a lot of my look on my pictures is actually a matte finish, it's called. And there's an app I use. I was going to list them at the end, but I'll tell you it right now since I'm kind of talking about it. It's called ViscoCam, VISCO Cam. But there's also Camera Plus, there's Afterlight, and you don't even have to use an app. You can actually just use Instagram and a filter that they have in there. You just can't do as much if you want to change lighting and stuff. So that's the reason why I use a specific app for it. But choose whatever you want. Either way, you have to stick with a specific, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Where am I at? I should not have scrolled down right there. Filter. Anyways, a specific filter. So stick with that filter. Whatever you find that you like, stick with it. Post the square photos only. Don't post, the rectangular ones. You guys want to make sure that you're posting the Instagram photos only, because if you're not, what's going to happen is it's not going to look good. It's going to show like the blackness on the sides, or it's just not going to look right when you're actually looking through. But anyways, I know I showed you guys my page right now. I wanted to show you when I first started off and how like not so great it was. I guess this may have been it actually. I may have deleted quite a bit, so I guess I can't show you too much. But I was posting quotes and stuff, but I was posting it like this, and it was just, pictures in the background. And yeah, I like that, and I think it looks great for Facebook, but it wasn't looking, I like how uniform this looks now. And, you'll notice that I didn't have a filter on there on every single one at this point. Not everything's looking the same. I kind of changed it around here as you guys saw, like as I told you guys, it was around Christmas time is when I actually really started getting into this and found my filter that I liked and just kind of did it that way. Hold on, my phone closed on me. Okay. You want to be active, just like you want to be active on Facebook. So, you'll give more engagement on your account if you're actually engaging with others. So I noticed I have the same people that like my posts over and over again, the same people that comment on my posts. So those are the people I'm not saying you don't want to sit here and go through all, if I have like 1,000 or if I'm following 2,300 people, I'm not going to sit here and take the time to sit here and go through everybody. That's just going to take forever. At this point, I already have some solid followers that are already definitely, commenting and liking my stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm focusing mostly on them. It's kind of like if you're on Facebook and people comment or like your stuff, it's the exact same thing. It's just a little more complicated because they're not really your friends. So go to their page, start, giving them some on it, like really good comments, not just nice photo, not just likes, actually get like some really great comments, and, you guys, that's how you'll start building up that relationship. One of the things that I do at the very, very beginning, as soon as someone follows me, I actually will message them right away. And when I message them, I'll look at their page first, and I'll look at it, and I'll just kind of sit here and scroll through and say, oh, what a cute little kid, like, oh, cool, she's into what I'm into. And I'll basically go over there, and I might comment or like maybe some of her pictures before I message her, and then I'll message her, and I'll say, hey, I just wanted to take a second to introduce myself. My name's Randy, and I'll tell her a little bit about myself that's not necessarily right there on my bio. And, I'll leave like a message at the end, and I try to say their name too, because there are a lot of automatic messages that people have set up, and it's kind of like a robot talking to you, and I ignore them myself, and you don't want them ignoring you. So say their name, like, hey, Sally, I just want to take a minute to introduce myself, and then just say something nice about them at the end, like, oh, I noticed that you're really into health as well. That's so awesome. And oh, your kids are so cute. I can't wait to connect. I can't wait to connect with you, and I hope you will continue to enjoy my content. And I leave it at that. It's kind of like with any normal cold message that you guys send. I probably hear back from 1 out of 10. I'm not hearing back from everybody, but I'm still, my first customer that I just got a couple days ago, she was the first person I think I did that with, and she wrote me back right away. She has like an autoimmune disease, was like super, super excited to like connect with me, and we just connected, and she would seriously write me like, hey, I just went to my doctor and this is what he said. So it was just kind of cool. Like I just became that coach for her like right away, and just connected with her right away. And it was just because I sent that message out, and she even thanked me for sending that message. So some people are on here and they're looking for help. Okay. Back. When you're commenting, if someone's commenting on your post and you have 5 comments on your post, you want to make sure that you comment on back to every single person and do it individually and say something unique to every single person. For one, that's going to help build your comments up to show that you have more comments on the post, but it'll also, obviously, it'll probably make someone feel a little bit more special. Hashtags. I know I started to cover that. What I wanted to tell you guys is there are 2 apps that I use for that. Whoops, hold on. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Hold on, I didn't want to scroll down on here again and lose my spot, but I'm gonna have to. So, apps. Hashme is a great app for hashtags to be able to find them. Because I know 30 hashtags, it's going to be hard to actually think up all of those. And then the other one is called Tags for Likes. And I'll put this, you guys, at the end. I'll actually put this in the little comment section so you guys can see it, just in case, if you're not hearing me exactly what I'm saying. But you can put something in there like hash me. You can put like fitness, and all of a sudden a bunch will come up, and you can just choose what you want to pick, and then you copy them, and then you paste them in Instagram. Now it will say where it's from. Delete that part of it. You know, it'll say apps from HashMe app or whatever. So you want to delete that part of it, and then use those. Like I said earlier, trending apps are apps that you use very consistently all the time on a lot of your posts. Save them in your notes so it's just easy for you. You can just go ahead and copy and paste it right on over. Okay. Target brands. Oh, so this is cool too. This is a way that you guys can actually, you know, if you guys take a good enough picture, you want to target brands, you want to tag them, and they may actually use your photo on their account. And so it actually happened to me for the first time, which was actually pretty exciting. It wasn't something that would really help me much, but it was pretty cool because on this post right here, it was about smashing muscles. It's about CrossFit stuff. So this was, you know, this is not people who I'm really gonna. It didn't really attract a lot of people, but because I put a hashtag mobility WOD in there, they actually have 141,000 followers, and he posted my picture right here. How cool is that? There's 512 likes right here. I guess I should probably comment or something or see if there's a way to kind of get some of those people on over to my page. But that's really neat. So if you guys take a really good picture of some kind of product that you guys use, that could happen for you. Okay. All right, so followers and following. You want to try to keep those very similar. So right now, a lot of times you'll see someone who has, I don't know, well, if it's someone who has like 100,000 followers or whatever, they're probably not going to have it very consistent, but they say try to keep it consistent with who you're following, like the same amount. You know, it's not going to look good if you're following, or if you have 3,000 followers and there's only, like, you're only following like 5 people. You know, people want to, you know, they want you to follow them back. So a lot of my followers, I try to follow as many as I can back. There's actually apps as well. I'm not going to go scroll down because I keep getting lost, but I will tell you guys about those apps too, where you guys can see who's unfollowing you and who's following you, and you can make sure that you're following them as well. So there's apps that can connect to your Instagram. You can do that. You should get, if you guys have solid followers and they're organic followers that actually found you and like your page, not random followers that maybe, I don't know, just that aren't really into this, they just randomly followed you. You should be getting about 10% likes based off those followers. So, you know, this one I just put up today, you'll see I have 160, I've got 1860 followers. So, you know, this one's 180. So you'll see it's kind of close. It's right there. This number just went up though too. So it's, you know, if I go, that's 180. So you can see right here, this is only 122. My followers are obviously more, that's another thing. You can kind of see what your followers are more into based off your posts by seeing how many things that they're liking or commenting on. How to find followers. First and foremost, do not ever try to buy followers. You guys might not even be thinking about that, but I remember when I first tried to start this up, I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna get a bunch of followers? Like, I want to, like, how am I gonna get to 10,000 very, very quickly? Like, that was the way my mindset was thinking. Do not buy them. It's completely pointless. And I've actually heard that they'll shut down your account if you ever do buy followers, because they're fake followers. And for some reason, I guess these apps aren't necessarily following the rules of Instagram. And so that's what happens. But if you're buying followers, again, it's going to be obvious because you'll have, you know, maybe 6,000 followers and only like 10 likes on your photos. So you can kind of obviously tell with those people that have bought followers. Just always remember, it's not quantity, it's quality. Like I said, I've actually had quite a bit of interest already, and I obviously only have 1860 followers. It is going to be kind of like a game, guys. It's going to constantly be going up and down, you know, with your followers. So don't let that hurt your feelings or get to you when all of a sudden you're like, yay, I got to 1,000 followers. And now 10 more people just unliked it. I don't know, what did I do? What did I post? It's just part of the game with Instagram. You have to make sure you're continuously trying to follow more people. So find those big pages. So one way that I do it is I would find a big page, and let's just say I put in here holistic, this one right here, Holistic Rendezvous. So she was one of them. She has, you want to find someone who has a lot of followers. She has 22,000 followers. And so you go on someone's page like this. I could follow her if I want, but she's not the main person I'm going to want following me back. The people I want to follow me back is, I can see that she's a very active person. I want to see when she posted last. This was 8 hours ago. But you'll see that she has 246 likes. So I can't show you on here because it's different on here versus actually my phone. But basically I would click on the likes and then just go all the way down and just start following all those people. That's just kind of how I do it. And I'll follow about 300 people a day. And then a lot of them, it's about 25%, I think, that end up following me back. And then obviously I get other random followers just based off hashtags and whatnot. But it's something that you're going to have to do. You can't just sit here and depend on, and it doesn't take long at all, guys. There's apps for this to kind of help out with things. It won't take you very long to find these people. It literally takes me less than like 2 minutes to sit there and just follow like 300 people right there. And I'll just do that once a day. And that's kind of how I've been getting my numbers up. And maybe eventually I won't have to do that, but for now, this is what I'm having to do to try to find these people, to get more people. Let's see here. I talked about how you want to find others with common interests as you, so you're scoping those people out. This is probably not someone that you guys, people that you might not want. I don't know. It's just it depends on your background and whatnot. I like to go to military websites as well, because obviously I'm a military wife, and I really, really, truly connect with the military more than anything, the military wives. So I'll usually click there, military, and then I'll try to find like some sort of big spouses page, and then find those people who are interactive. Okay. Okay. I think I already kind of covered this. Otherwise. New follower, like I said, you want to check them out. I already talked. See, I guess I covered some of the stuff that I was down here also. Okay. Authentically engaged. I talked about that a little bit too. If you had if there was someone's post that made you, made you cry, inspired you, motivated you, tell them that. Go ahead and tell them that in the comments. Make sure that you're very genuine with your with your comments with these people. So the more likes and comments that you can get in the first hour that your photo is up is on Instagram, the higher you will rank in the algorithm. Just so you guys know that. So you're going to want them to come within the first hour. So if you're not getting comments right away on your posts, how I told you, like in the comments section to put the hashtags in the second comment, I actually just put it straight in the first comment because I'm not getting comments like that right away, because I want to get those hashtags out right away. So that was just some advice I got with the second comment. But like I said, I put it just in the comment section a lot of times right away. Following up on Instagram, if anything, I feel like it's almost easier than it is on Facebook, because just look at all of this. You can always find something to say about somebody based off their page just by looking at it, or something they had recently posted about. So following up is a lot easier, just looking on their profile and finding things that you guys have in common, or a post that they had just done, just say something to them. I feel like people on Instagram are a lot more active than Facebook as far as, posting more often a lot of the times. Okay, so apps to use, I talked to you guys about. I'm going to actually stop the share real quickly. And where is, all right, the chat. I'm going to put it real quickly. I'm going to put the apps to use. So it would be Disco Cam, Camera Plus, Afterlight. These are all good photo editing apps right here. Apps for following and unfollowing users. You can see if people have unfollowed you. They unfollow me, I usually unfollow them. Not always, but if it's someone I'm interested in, obviously I'm not going to, but there's no connection right there. So there's an app called Unfollowers. And then another one is called Followers. There might be others, guys. These are just the ones that I particularly use. HashMe is the one that I talked to you guys about for the hashtags. And then there's Tags for Likes, which is another hashtag one. And then, oh, this is my favorite, and this was actually recommended by Cheryl Wood. YouCam, she actually recommended YouCam Perfect, but there's another one called YouCam Makeup. And it is amazing. There are a lot of days where I just don't put makeup on. I can just take a selfie, and then I just use that app to put some makeup on myself, and it's awesome. It does a great job. You have to kind of mess around with it, though, to make sure, because sometimes it puts like this elegant look on your face, and so there's ways to kind of go in there and say, nope, don't want my eyebrows that dark. Definitely don't want the bright red lipstick. So anyway, it's pretty cool. She recommended that app or the other app. And one thing that I loved, her tips too, if you guys have not watched her video, she gives a lot of awesome tips. I actually learned a lot from her.
Randy,
but she talks,
excuse me,
what did you say?
what was the app called?
The app that I use, it's called YouCam Makeup. I wrote it in the chat. So if you guys can look in the chat if you guys don't know what I'm saying exactly. But one thing she says she does is she stocks up on selfies, which is really cool, because there's a lot of times where you're like, you just don't take showers for days, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. So that day that you do take a shower and you get yourself all dolled up and pretty, she said change your outfit a bunch of times and take pictures of different products, and she just leaves them in her phone and just uses them that way. It's genius. So that was one thing that I thought was pretty awesome. I never thought of before. Tags for Likes. I guess I told you guys about that, but it does help you find popular tags for your photos. I feel like sometimes a little bit better than HashMe. So just see which one you guys like better. Let's see. Now, these are some tips that I haven't necessarily used. These are just some things that I was going to tell you guys about that like I said, I've been watching a lot of videos to learn a lot of this stuff. So all the stuff that I just told you is stuff that I've been doing to help with my success. But here's a couple other things that I'm probably going to actually start and try to do. One of the things they said to do is ask followers to comment or tag a friend if they can relate to this. Whatever you have there, whatever your post is about. So that way you can get more people over there, having them tag. Or say tag a friend this reminds you of. It should increase the amount of followers and comments within the first hour. So that should kind of help you out. Okay, other useful tips. They said have a Q&A on Instagram. So this is something you could do. It's something I thought about. They said do a video. Tell them you're going to answer questions live on the page. And so you'll tell them this beforehand, tell them the time that you're going to do this, and go live. And then you tell them to leave the comments, the below with the questions. So that way you can, you kind of go through with it already. Turn on notifications. Now, I haven't figured this out yet for some reason. I didn't know that there was a way to turn on notifications, but turn on notifications for the biggest influencers in your space. So kind of like that person right here that I pulled up for you guys. Oh, I guess I don't have my things showing anymore. But right there, like someone's page like that, the second that a big influence actually puts their post in, I want to make sure that I write a comment right away and be that first person right there. So maybe they will notice me as well. And then other people will notice too. So it's extremely important to follow those big influencers, those ones that have, 100,000 followers, 20,000 followers, however many followers they have, a lot more than what we have. But you want to make sure you leave a meaningful comment. So don't just say nice pic. Make sure you find something nice to say. Give something back to your followers. We do something like this all the time on Facebook, but I haven't done it on Instagram yet. I think I was holding off till I made sure I had, a good following. But have giveaways or shout out competitions. It'll help spread the message more. And then, big announcement contest on a certain day and time you guys can tell them about beforehand. So that's something I haven't done yet. I'm still trying to look into it for the success of that. But that's pretty much, I think I've kind of covered everything that I've been doing. Do you guys have any questions?
I do. Okay, so the people that you follow, like if you go look at their page, you can. It's obvious that they're another network marketer or something like that. Do you follow them?
Um, if it's another network marketer, like someone who's maybe for essential oils or something like that, I definitely do because obviously I know that they can use our products. Um, I usually even just to kind of support other ones too. I usually do follow them back, but I don't usually. It's not someone who I'm going to be keeping up with constantly and making sure I'm liking their stuff and whatnot. It'll just be someone to follow back. Unless they start interacting obviously on my page. If they do, then I'm gonna make sure that I am, paying attention to them. But the people who I pay most attention to are the ones that are commenting and liking my page. Like I see the same names over and over again.
I have a lot of people that, other network marketers that are following me, and I don't know if it was good to follow them back or just ignore it or what.
Yeah, I usually do just to support. It's kind of like supporting friends. If they feel supported, they're more likely to maybe, buy from you versus another Plexus ambassador. Any other questions, guys?
That was a ton of good information. That was really good.
I'm glad it helped.
I'm excited. I mean, I've been using Instagram a little. I mean, I use it more for a personal page, but it's really good. I think I'm going to start using it a lot more.
Glad I could help.
Have questions? No?
About how much time do you actually spend doing this on Twitter?
On Instagram?
Sorry, yes.
No, you're fine. Not much time at all. Actually, now that you're asking that, you just made me think about this. So there are apps too where you guys can, I can't remember which apps because I don't use them, but there are apps that you can use to go ahead and post things ahead of time. Because of my content and what I'm posting, I post as the day goes on, so if I'm posting about what we ate for breakfast that day, I'll take a picture of, a healthy breakfast that we ate for that day. So it kind of comes up through my day when it comes to Instagram versus Facebook. There's not much thought that goes into it. Honestly, I don't do much at all. It sounds like a lot, but I'm really not. Like I said, if I am following a bunch of people, it literally takes less than maybe 2 to 5 minutes max, not long at all. I seriously just go like this, follow, and I'll just follow all 246 people. One thing I do also, though, I do go to those apps and I unfollow some people too, so that might take a little bit of time. But as I'm following the 246, I'll go unfollow the people that unfollow me sometimes. It just depends, if it's someone. But usually, obviously, they have no interest in seeing my page or whatnot, so I'm like, okay. But maybe I have some interest in them. So I just, a lot of times I'll just do that really fast too. But I post 2 to 4 times a day. On the days I'm really busy, I post twice. And a lot of times I'll just find like a picture of me and my family member, or just me, and I'll post some sort of Plexus related thing. And then maybe a quote or whatever for that day, if it's some day that I'm very busy. And if I don't have time to sit there and, take pictures of my food or whatnot. But honestly, it's really not much time at all. I'd say it's just that quick post, and then I do some following in the evenings usually, and I'll do a little bit of commenting. So maybe like an hour max that I would spend doing it. I don't usually even spend that much time, but that's only if I'm like really starting to look through my comments and the people that liked and really starting to really look at their pages and make sure that I'm doing like, some really good commenting, I guess.
Gotcha. When would you say the best or most active time is?
For me, they say my followers are mostly engaged at 5 p.m. and they say on Sundays, which is really weird because I feel like Sunday is not usually a very popular day, and it's the day that I like to relax and take it easy. But actually, the evenings, for some reason, around like after dinner time is when I notice a lot of more people will follow me back right away if I'm doing it like right after dinner time, or commenting or liking things. Usually right back right away.
Okay. I just find it a little more difficult to comment and respond and answer questions when I'm at work because I have a very hands-on job. I don't sit at a desk, so I can't just sit there and type something. So I was just checking because, I really love I have a personal page and I would like to get a business page started, but I'm like, I don't know if it's too much to chew.
I don't think it is at all. I actually was really stressed about it until I started doing all of this research about it. And I actually, like I said, I started right after Christmas because it was around the time where I wasn't as busy in school and it was kind of coming to a close.
Mhm.
And that's when I kind of put my focus on it. And it really doesn't take much time at all. I actually have more fun on it than I do on Facebook. But you really don't have to put much into it. You don't have to sit here and comment. When I sit here and I tell you to comment on things, that's just, don't go randomly searching for, I have liked a bunch of pictures and I have put nice little comments on people when I really do genuinely like the picture. But I don't spend extra time doing that. The people I do that with are the ones maybe I'm already having a conversation with through Instagram.
Okay.
Anybody else? You guys can always ask me any questions at all. Reach out to me anytime, even on Facebook. Brandy, you're on mute if you're talking.
Yes, I am. This UCam app, that sounds awesome because there's so many days that I'm just like this, I don't want to put on makeup just to take a picture. So that is awesome. So some of these pictures you've got on Instagram, you've used that app?
Yeah, you want to see? Hold on. That picture right there.
Get out of here.
Yep. I am not wearing makeup that day. This picture right here. Oh wait, no, I lied. I have makeup on that day. Hold on. This picture. This was actually right after a sweaty workout. And this picture. That one's a little more obvious. I don't think I messed with the lip color as much.
That is. I have to do this.
This picture right here, the Christmas tree. So yeah, I've used it, just not like super often, but yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's better than Snapchat.
What did you say?
That's better than the Snapchat app. The filters on there.
I've heard you get some pretty amazing followers on Snapchat though. So if you guys do have one and you have some good solid followers, definitely connect that to Instagram, especially if you're going to kind of spruce it up. Now, I don't remember who I learned this from, but they said if you're not starting a whole new Instagram account and you're going to continue on with whatever you had before, they say delete anything that's not so great. Don't keep it on there. And you want to make sure everything's consistent. So if you have like a page that you've had for a long time and you maybe have 1,000 pictures and stuff on there already, like maybe it might be a good idea to maybe start another one. And those aren't hard to like switch between at all. Like I have a personal one too, as well as this. So I started all over on Instagram because my other one literally was just pictures of my kids. And I just, like I said, I'll share pictures of my kids on here on the, more professional one, but it's not just every one of my kids,
Okay, so, yeah, because I don't want to get rid of all my pictures. I have so many.
Maybe start a new one.
Yeah.
Keep it as a personal one and then have a business one. And that way you create a new name and everything and just kind of start over. But if you are starting a new one, like I definitely would say try to post 4 a day at the very beginning for a while to kind of get it up. Because I actually was doing 4 a day for a while and then I probably deleted like maybe 30 of my posts because I didn't like the way that they looked. I saved them to repost like as with either different images or a different filter or whatever for later on. But I deleted them for now because I didn't like the way they weren't, looking as good on my page and the rest of the stuff.
And just one more question, because I know we need to wrap it up, but can you copy and paste post on Instagram?
So if you go onto here, if you actually go onto your computer, you can. So if you pull up Instagram and you want to copy and paste, you can do that. But I haven't been able to find the way to if you're talking about copying another, like let's just say you liked my post or what I said and you want to copy that. What you can do is you can save it on Instagram. You know how to save, right? Okay, so there's this little, it's so hard for me to show you because I don't know if it's really, is it showing you everything? There should be like a little tag thing like at the top right there, the top right. and you click that, and you should see everything that I've saved. So it's the top right corner right there. You'll see a little tag. So if you like someone's thing and you want to kind of copy it, do their picture, you can actually, the tag's actually right below their picture, and you can tag it. And then if you want to actually like copy it word for word what they said, go onto your computer, and then you can actually copy those words. And so what I'll do is I'll copy the words, and then I'll put them in like my instant messenger, so it goes straight to my phone, and then copy it from there and then paste it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but that was the only way I could figure it out.
Yeah.
If you can do it on your
There's
computer,
an app that you can use, but I don't know the name of the app. I think there's an
okay,
app so you can copy and paste from your phone, but I'm not sure what the name of it is.
that would be good to know about if you could let us know if you ever find out.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Randy. This was really, really enlightening. I think it's really going to help a lot of our team. I know a lot of people couldn't be on tonight, but they're waiting for this to be uploaded. And
Good.
thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to help.
Yes. All right, I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope that I'm not laying in my bed next time we do a call. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Feel better.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.